Hey guys, it's Miss Sebastian. We're going to look at percent equations and their applications. So we've talked about what percent of some number is another number. Okay, so we're going to look down here. A book has a total of 25 chapters. Maya read 20% of the chapters. So how many chapters did she read? So we're going to say, okay, 20% of the total chapters, which was 25, is how many she read. So all you're going to do is do 25 times 20 hundredths, and you do get that she has read, sorry, we're dealing with x's now, x is 5, so she read 5 chapters. Okay, let's look at number 2. A friend brings brownies to her birthday party. 40% of the brownies were left at the end of the party. There were 10 brownies left. How many brownies did the friend bring? So we're looking for the whole. So we've got 40% of what number is those 10 brownies left? So because you don't know the whole number, you're going to divide by 40% or 40 hundredths. And you do get that x equals 25. So there were 25 brownies that they brought to the party. Okay, John's parents asked him to eat 75% of the Brussels sprouts on his plate. He eats 9. Okay, how many Brussels sprouts were on John's plate to start? So he ate a total of 9. Oh, nope, sorry. We don't know what the total was. We know he ate 9, which was 75%. We don't know the whole number. So we're going to divide by 75%. So we find out that there were 12 Brussels sprouts on his plate to begin with. Okay, 5,000 people visit a website. 95% stay more than 2 minutes. How many of the people visiting the website stay more than 2 minutes? So we know the whole number is 5,000. We know that our percent is 95, but we don't know the part. So all we have to do is multiply these because they're on the same side of the equal sign. And we get that 4,750 people will stay more than 2 minutes. Okay, number 5. A shipment of flower pots is 450 flower pots. 8% arrive broken. How many arrive broken? So we know that 8% of the total 450 arrived broken. And we want to know how many that was. So all we have to do is multiply these 450 times 8%, and we get that 36 of those flower pots arrived broken. Number 6. At a video rental store, 434 movies were returned in less than 2 days. That number is 62% of the total. So it kind of told us a little bit backwards, but that's okay. What is the number of the movies the store returned last week? So because this is on the same side as the total, which is x, we're going to divide by 62%. And I do get that the total was 700 movies. Okay, number 7. Marcus answered 15 or 60% of the trivia questions correctly. Dion answered 80% of the questions correctly. What is the number of the trivia questions Dion answered correctly? Ooh. So, 15 was a part. 60%. So we need to figure out how many total questions there were. So 15 is 60% of some number. So the first thing we've got to do is figure out what that number is. So I've got to do 15 divided by 6/10. So I found out there were a total of 25 questions. Now Dion gets his own little question over here. We know there's a total of 25 questions, and he answered 80% correct. So we need to know what number that is. So we're going to say 80% times 25, and we get that he answered 20 questions right. So make sure you do both steps of this one. It's a two-part question there. Okay, so 30% of some number is 27. Okay, what is 50% of the same number? So the first thing we're going to do is divide by 30%. So we're going to say 27 divided by 0.3, and we get that the first number is 90. What is 50% of the same number? So 50% of 90 equals 45. So we find that 45% of the same number is 45.